Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of the One of One Cards channel. My name is Luke, and I am your host. And in this week's episode, we are going to be looking at annoying things about buying wrestling and just in general other cards on eBay. eBay has been a great friend of mine over the last few years because if there's one thing that I know many of you like to do, that is to buy a lot of things on eBay. So we have a lot of questions about eBay, and we have a lot of concerns about eBay. So what's going on? Buying stuff on eBay is something that I think is extremely easy to do. But why? Why must it be so annoying at times? So you could see over there, 2024 Panini Select WWE X-Pac Concourse Gold Vinyl One of One card listed at $299. That's a card that if I wanted to buy that, you know, I'm thinking about X-Pac in DX back in 1998, 1999. I'm thinking I really want that card. That should be a super quick buy for me. But sometimes there's just a lot of annoying things that can happen. We're going to be looking at the many annoying things that can happen when you attempt to buy cards on eBay. Before we begin, though, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, the One of One Cards channel. And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well at the One of One Cards channel on Instagram as well. So let's get started. Uh, the very first thing that just absolutely annoys me when I try to buy a card on eBay, I'm the One of One Cards channel. So I have as many of my saved searches, one of one, WWE, something along the lines of that. It is many cards that are listed as the eBay one of one. It's not a one of one, no matter how hard you try. No matter how hard you try to make it, it just isn't a one of one card. So we can see over here a 2020 Topps Chrome WWE Brock Lesnar. It's a red refractor out of five. That's not a one of one. It's out of five. And they're listing it as an eBay one of one. Yeah, it's rare. It's out of five. Five exists. But guess what? It's not a one of one, an eBay one of one because you have decided, yeah, it's a one of one because that's the only one on eBay. No, stop doing that. It's number two out of five. We can see another example over here. This one obviously is not wrestling, but it's a 2024-2025 Panini Court Kings silver patch. It's out of 15. It's a LeBron James insert. It's the Art Nouveau insert, which is a really nice card. And you can see over here, it's selling for over $200 with a couple hours left in bidding. It's 6 out of 15. Just because it's the only one on eBay, that's not a one of one. Stop trying to, trying to fix the search features of eBay because you absolutely are trying to do that. Uh, Now, this one is a little bit similar. This is the bookend. I cannot stand when I see people try to make a card more special when it actually isn't. I mean, I know clearly that there are people who care about this, but quite frankly, and you have the right to enjoy doing that. But quite frankly, I just don't understand why people try to make a card that's out of 25, the one out of 25, or the 25 out of 25. It's somehow because it's the bookend. It's the first card printed. It's the last card printed. Who cares? It shouldn't matter. It doesn't matter, as my good friend Dwayne The Rock Johnson says. It's not any more special. Stop trying to make it that way. So we see another example over here. This is an X-Pac once again. I don't know if I'm on fire with X-Pac, but you can see 2024 Gold Prism. Again, that's a nice looking card in terms of design. That's a pretty interesting photo of X-Pac for sure. But it's a PSA 7. It's a Gold Prism 1 out of 10. It's already a rare card. But no. We need to make it even more special. It can't just be special enough as a true gold out of 10. No, it's the bookend because that's the first X-Pac card printed from that respective parallel. Give me a break. It's got to stop. Let's now continue. We have now, we saw the eBay one of one, we saw the bookend. Some people are even getting a little bit more fancy where they're going the combined route. No, this isn't just, the Rhea Ripley Panini Flawless card out of 10. No, it's the 10 out of 10. It's the bookend. Ooh, it's almost a one of one. It's basically a one of one there. No, it's not. It's out of 10. It's gold. It's not a one of one. Who cares? That's also a bookend too. Now, let's go to number three. There's one thing that's really, really weird about eBay is when you have sellers who accept offers, but they don't actually accept the offers. And it's not just that they completely ignore what you're offering. So we'll give an example, and I've had this happen plenty of times. A card might be listed at $100 or best offer. So if something has a best offer, I say to myself, all right, I figured like anything like $75 or above as an offer makes sense to me. Because quite frankly, if you have it listed as best offer for $100, you're probably not expecting to get $100 for it. Just saying, especially if you have it as an offer. So there's been some instances where I've offered like 90 plus dollars on a card, and it's just been absolutely instantly the auto decline. I don't really understand how you accept offers, but you just don't, especially with the auto decline. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's also really, really annoying. Now, number four. My watch list for cards is really, really long. Obviously, I'm not buying absolutely everything that's on there, but I like to, see like, did this sell for a certain amount? What did it go for? Well, one thing that I see all the time is the when you have added an item to your watch list on eBay and you get the absolute lowest discount imaginable. Now, there's a particular item that I have over here. I think this is actually a really fascinating thing. If you're into movies, I'm very much into movies. I highly recommend checking out, and I'll be the first to admit I haven't bought any yet. I'm just more like seeing them. Movie tickets in Japan, or at least some movie tickets in Japan, are a lot more stylish than movie tickets in the United States. So that's like the 2011 Ryan Gosling movie Drive. I mean, look at how cool that respective ticket is. And they are actually proving to be, based upon my research so far, quite the collectible item, the Japanese movie tickets, because of just the art in the animation. It's almost like movie posters, but just shrunken down quite a bit. So you might learn something from that, and I'll continue to do my research on that too. But you've added an item to the watch list, and you get a an offer like almost immediately, and it's 5% off. Like I just don't understand. I know that, a seller is trying to clearly get your attention to be like, "Ooh, we have this product. We want you to buy the respective product." But I really don't understand why you're not offering something more than 10%. I mean, if you really want to get somebody to buy your product, you got to do a little bit more than offering 5% off for a product. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And it's even worse when there's no counter offer available. Sometimes people will do these offers, but they don't allow counter offers back. Yeah, that's quite annoying. Now, this one, number five, is maybe just one of the absolute worst examples of what you see on eBay, and this is the I know what I have here. Um, There's an example. This is the 2020 WWE Fully Loaded. It's the Becky Lynch. It's an autograph superstar gear relic. It does contain authentic gear relic from Becky Lynch. The card's numbered out of 199. It's not really that rare of a card. I want you to take one brief moment. You can even pause this video, but obviously keep watching. Uh, think, how much do you think a Becky Lynch card like this would go for? All right, let's now continue. I see fully loaded Becky Lynch cards, the exact same one out of, or the exact same parallel out of 199, selling a best offer of 40 or less. I see an oversized matte relic auto going for $15.88. So again, relatively cheap card. I know that one's graded, but please explain to me. Please tell me. How in the world could you list this card for $9,770? In what mind do we think that that is an acceptable price for the card? And at one point, I have to say, I did reach out to the person selling this respective card, and I said, uh, "What, like, would you take, X amount of money for it?" And the lowest that they said they would take was $5,000. $5,000 for this card. I could not believe it. And I was more just doing it out of curiosity. I mean, it's a nice looking card, but it's not necessarily one that I would even want. But what's really great though, as you can see over here, you could get extra 10% off with a code if you wanted to put it. So it's not $9,770. It's $9,620 with the card. And if you want to even do a monthly payment plan, $497.20 per month. Wow, that's a great deal for quite a bit of time. But that's ridiculous. Um, and you can also see over here, that card is not the only one that exists up there on eBay. There's plenty of others, but there's another one. Brock Lesnar, as we saw from a previous episode, dabbled in professional football for a very, very brief time with the Minnesota Vikings. You can see his 2022 Panini Spectra signature gold vinyl card. It is a one of one. It's not an eBay one of one. It's actual one of one card of Brock Lesnar. It's near mint 8 with the 10 autograph for BGS slab. You can buy that card for $250,000. And they're not even kind enough to do free shipping on it. $4.84 to ship that card out that's listed for $250,000. My goodness. Now I know that people have the right to list an item for what they want, but you just can't expect anything close to that amount for that Brock Lesnar card or that Becky Lynch card, because that's just absurd. Now, before we get to the last one, if there's one thing I notice, is just the sheer number of Leaf one of ones that are on eBay. I mean, obviously, these are not licensed by WWE. They're not licensed by any other professional wrestling association, um, uh, because they're listed by the actual the wrestler themselves. They do that the deal with them. But this is the very definition of not every one of one is the same. There are so many Leaf pre-production proofs of people like Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Kane, John Cena. There's even the Dwayne Johnson, not The Rock, Dwayne Johnson cards on eBay. It's wild. That's one example of a pre-production Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair purple signature card. Now, since it's pre-production, it's the proof. There's no signatures on there. You could see Stone Cold Steve Austin, or Steve Austin rather, has a card, and it's him with like a zombie. It's a one of one, $40 or best offer. They even slab it up over there. Uh, we see as well a Hulk Hogan one of one with a Kraken behind him, because it's part of the same for the Steve Austin. It's part of with the wrestling Metal Legends wrestling mythical set. Like, I'm more curious as to who's buying all of these. Again, they're not necessarily the worst cards in the world, but they're kind of just odd, and there's just so many of them out there. And now this does leave us with our last one. What's the most annoying thing that I see on eBay? Or one of the most annoying things I see on eBay is this: the very questionable bids at the end. I am sure, because I have been there plenty of times. There have been many instances where I am trying to buy a card on eBay. It's a card that I'm very much wanting. And sometimes I win it, sometimes I lose it at the very last second. And there's just some weird things. Now, this quote that I have over here: everyone starts somewhere when they want to buy something on eBay. At one point in time, you were an individual. I was an individual with zero feedback. Now, here's a 2025 Topps Chrome WWE Becky Lynch Women's Division 1 of 1 Superfractor in a PSA 10. It's a very nice looking card. It's not a card that I won. I put in a couple bids on it, but it went above and beyond what I thought it was going to go for, way more than I thought it was going to go for. So I bowed out long before, days before. This card sold just a few days ago, June 3rd, 2025. Had 14 bidders, 39 bids. It sold for $2,125 for an insert card. I think it's a rather striking visual in terms of the design. I think it's obviously a good picture of Becky Lynch as well. But $2,125, that's a lot of money. But if we look at this sale, you can see right before the winning bid, you have somebody bidding 20 up to $2,100 with zero feedback. Now, again, that just seems very strange. And I see this all the time, all the time on these major 1 of 1 superfractor, 1 of 1 black prism sales on eBay. It just seems weird that these cards with, a limited amount of time get pumped up so much. And yet it just seems very strange. Obviously, you've heard people, try to make accusations that there's shill bidding going on. That it just seems very strange to me. That is the case where somebody with zero feedback, they've never bought an item, or they've never had anybody drop them any bit of feedback, that they decide that one of their first purchases is going to be an item that's $2,100 on eBay. Just seems weird. And I'll let you ponder that a little bit more. Now, I hope that you have enjoyed my most annoying things about buying cards on eBay, WWE cards, wrestling cards, and a whole bunch of other cards as well. You could see a rock card over there from 2024 Select. I guess that would be a 1 of 1 cards 1 of 1 right there, because it was featured on the 1 of 1 cards channel. So I guess maybe that makes it even more special. So before we end off, where do you think I'm right? Where do you think I'm wrong? Do these issues that I've listed ever put you off from buying cards on eBay? What other platforms do you use to buy eBay? I've highlighted in the past Fanatics Collect. I know that some people obviously will say that there's some issues that they've had about it. I haven't really had a lot of issues with Fanatics Collect so far, but what other platforms do you use? And once again, don't forget to like and subscribe to the 1 of 1 Cards channel on YouTube as well as Instagram. You have a wonderful day, everybody.